The Galactic Coalition had existed for over 3 centuries, uniting thousands of species across hundreds of star systems. When humans finally achieved faster-than-light travel and were discovered, the Coalition was initially hesitant to include them. Earth was classified as a death world, a planet with extreme gravity, atmospheric pressure, temperature fluctuations, and aggressive fauna that should not have produced sentient life. But humans proved themselves adaptable, intelligent, and surprisingly peaceful despite their evolutionary background. After decades of observation, Earth was finally invited to join the Coalition. Captain Trell of the Coalition warship Indomitable watched the human delegation board his vessel with a mixture of curiosity and trepidation. As a Volmar, his 6 limbs and translucent exoskeleton were common among Coalition species, but the humans with their bizarre endoskeletons and soft exteriors seemed fragile by comparison. "Welcome aboard," Trell said, extending his upper right appendage in a human greeting called a handshake. "I am Captain Trell. This is my first officer, Nix, and our security chief, Callow." A lead human, a stocky male named Jack, grasped his appendage firmly. "Captain, thank you for the invitation. We're honored to join your training exercises." The Coalition was facing a new threat, the Drakari Horde, an expansionist empire from the Outer Rim. The humans had volunteered their special forces to assist in training exercises, claiming they had valuable experience with asymmetric warfare. Trell led the humans to the observation deck. "Our warriors are the finest in the Coalition," he said proudly, gesturing to the view screen showing hundreds of Coalition soldiers performing synchronized combat drills. Each has trained for at least 20 cycles in various combat forms. Jack nodded politely. "Impressive discipline. When do we begin joint exercises?" "Tomorrow," said Callow, the reptilian security chief. "Today, rest and acclimate. Our artificial gravity is set to Coalition standard, which is approximately 70% of Earth's. You should find it comfortable." "Very comfortable," Jack replied with a small smile, "like a vacation." Later that evening, Trell decided to check on their human guests. He found the observation deck empty but noticed movement on the external camera feeds. He magnified the image and froze. The humans were outside the ship. The Indomitable was docked at Training Station Alpha, a massive orbital facility. The humans were moving across the station's exterior hull, wearing only minimal pressure suits that seemed impossibly thin compared to Coalition EVA gear. "Security to observation deck, immediately." Trell barked into his communicator. "The humans have breached the hull." Callow arrived moments later, weapons drawn. "Where are they attacking?" "They're not attacking," Trell said, pointing at the screen. "They're playing." The humans were jumping from surface to surface, using small propulsion units to launch themselves between sections of the station. They performed complex aerial maneuvers, spinning and tumbling through vacuum with apparent joy. "What are they doing?" Nix asked, her voice barely audible. Jack's voice came through the communication system. "Sorry for not giving advance notice, Captain. We asked Station Control for permission to try out their exterior. Hope we're not causing any alarm." "What exactly are you doing, Commander Jack?" Trell asked. "Space parkour," Jack replied cheerfully. "It's a recreational activity. Back home, kids do versions of this in local gravity parks. The vacuum adds an interesting challenge." Trell exchanged glances with his officers. "Children. This was a children's game." The next morning, the joint training exercises began. The scenario: defending a forward base against Drakari raiders. Coalition warriors moved in perfect formation, weapons at the ready, communication disciplined and precise. The humans, however, scattered immediately, taking unconventional positions. Some climbed to vantage points no Coalition warrior would consider accessible. Others burrowed into the ground, concealing themselves completely. Where the simulated attack began, the Coalition warriors responded with textbook precision. The humans responded with chaos. They jumped from impossible heights, ignoring the impacts that would shatter Coalition bones. They sprinted through simulated hazard zones without protection. One human named Tom deliberately allowed himself to be captured only to break free by dislocating his own thumb to slip restraints, an act that made several Coalition warriors vomit. By the end of the exercise, the coalition warriors were huddled together, watching the humans with a mixture of awe and horror. "Is this normal for your species?" Trell asked Jack as they reviewed the exercise. "Pretty standard stuff," Jack said. "We didn't even bring our extreme environment specialists. Those folks make us look cautious." That evening, the humans invited coalition warriors to join them in what they called light recreational activities. Most declined, but a few curious ones agreed. Trell watched from a distance as the humans taught simple games. Something called basketball that involved jumping to impossible heights, a wrestling variant that seemed to consist entirely of controlled falling, and a cardio exercise called burpees that made a coalition marine collapse after 3 repetitions. They evolved on that death trap of a planet. Nix whispered beside him. Everything there was trying to kill them. They turned survival into fun. 2 weeks later, when the Drakari Horde launched their first actual attack on a coalition outpost, they encountered a combined defense force. The coalition warriors fought with precision and coordination. The humans fought like demons from nightmare realms. They leaped from burning buildings, used debris as weapons, continued fighting despite injuries that would incapacitate most species, and displayed a pain tolerance that made even the Drakari hesitate. The Drakari commander was captured alive. In his official statement, he described how his warriors had frozen in fear when they realized what they were facing. Creatures who treated deadly environments as playgrounds, who had evolved on a world where every day was a fight for survival, and who had transformed that constant struggle into recreation. Word spread quickly throughout the galaxy. Beware the smiling humans. What you consider warfare, they consider sport.